Leon, talk to me about this defense. You guys haven't given up a 100-yard passer this year. Obviously, 7 straight quarters without giving up a score. Just how do you assess the way you guys have played as a whole?
I think we care about the process more than the results. I think you go in, think about the results, try to do more, try to do more than what you're supposed to do. Just do your job. Do your job and do it fast. And we as a whole have done that. I think there's a lot of spots we can still build and get better at.
All right, Leon, we're going to go behind the lights in TV row. We'll start with Tyler from KTX and then Mike.
Leon, just what are your thoughts this week heading up to Arlington for that neutral site game? Last year you guys kind of interrupted that neutral series playing Kyle Field, so playing there at Dallas Cowboys Stadium rather than at home.
I love Dallas Stadium. I've been there I think 2 times since I've been in college, and it's been phenomenal every time. So I'm super excited for that. That's pretty much it.
Stay in the back. Mike Lucas from KX.
And then after Saturday's game, Jimbo kind of called you guys out and said you played average. So you guys, the players in the locker room better than we do. How do you feel like they'll respond to that kind of message?
From what I know is these guys in the locker room know we got to go harder. You know what kind of time it is. SEC time. Trying to put everything together. And if coach said we're not doing enough, then we're gonna dig deeper and try to do more. That's it.
Let's go to Ryan here on your left.
Hey, Leon, we just talked to Nick, coming off of his big performance last week. What does what he's able to do with the field position mean for you guys as a defense? How does that help y'all?
It feels good knowing that they got to get a lot of yards to get in the end zone, and we try to leave people with a 0 on the score total. We don't want nobody to score, so when they way back there and we doing the things we doing on defense, it's rhythmatic, it's beautiful. So I appreciate Nick giving us a good field position to play defense.
Stay at the bat table. We'll go to Jennifer and then Travis.
Hi, Leon. How did you feel about Kyle Goddard's performance, especially those opening drives?
I think he handled himself like a professional. That's something that we try to rave about, just be a professional every single day. And I think he did a pretty good job, honestly, trying to lead that offense. Made some big plays early, got us in the flow of things, and I just can't wait to see what his future holds.
Right in front, we'll go to Travis from the Eagle.
I know y'all put up some great numbers the first couple games, but how much is there a focus on kind of the middle of the field, linebackers, and some of the runs that they were able to get in several of the first games and trying to kind of minimize some of those moving forward?
Yeah, once again, it's unacceptable. I feel like we're the best defense in the country. We got every level of talent. We got talent on every level, and there's no excuse for failure. I think them big plays, them plays that kind of swarmed out could have been even bigger plays if we was going against more, not discredit the running back at the low ball, but a more talented running back. That can't happen. So we got to do a better job at plugging holes up and just play the defense that we know we can play. Yeah.
Left side, Robert Sesson from the Eagle.
You've been part of 3 wins over Arkansas. A&M's kind of had Arkansas's number the last 9 in a row.
Right.
Anything special about playing Arkansas, and why do you feel you guys have had so much success against them?
Well, every game to me is special. That's first thing first. I think Arkansas is obviously a growing brand right now in football. They're doing a lot of good things. They bringing that physical game of football back. I did a lot of scouting already on this team. Every year is a new year. So I think looking at it in the past, we beat them. That's not the mentality you want to have. The mentality is we have a job to do, and they're in the way.
In the middle, to Owen Buchanan from Texas.
Well, actually, that was the question I was going to ask. So let me just think some of this shift gears to. Phil just talked about. You think this Arkansas? You said you've done some scouting on your own.
Yeah.
Is this the most dangerous passing team you've seen yet? Because I know Traylon Burks is really good.
First things first, I feel like they're not the most dangerous passing team. I think we're the best defense in the country, so I think that shows already. They're not a team that pass the ball really what's the word I'm looking for? Just really good like that. I think they mostly they like to ground and pound you and catch you lacking because they ground and pound you so much and then get a ball in the air. You've seen that versus Texas, but the way they do things on the ground is what I'm more interested in. I think they can make a lot of plays if they out physical us, and that we can't let that happen. With a big quarterback like 6'3", 245, guy like that, he got a lot of Cam Newton about him. I think he's a big time leader on that team. We got to be able to stop him on everything we do.
Let's go get the mic.
Sorry. I just thought what was your reaction when you saw their game or heard about their whatever with Texas? Because that's the game I think they're measured by.
Yeah, for sure. I thought they out physical them a lot, and that's just kind of what it was most of the game. I think they did a great job game management, and their defense played phenomenal, which complemented the offense really well as well. So I mean, they played 60 minutes of football really hard, really gritty, and that's something I got a lot of respect about them with. So we got to go in that game and we got to tackle, we got to fit holes, and we got to make sure we play Texas A&M football the way we play Texas A&M football. We should leave out there with a win.
Go to Cole, here right here in the right front, and then back to TV.
Leanne, you kind of had 3 young defensive backs make a big impact really early on in Deuce and Jordan and in Tyree. What have you seen from them and their growth? And are you telling them anything about what SEC play is about going into this weekend?
Yeah, like every sport. This is the thing too. I know like every week is a different challenge, but we try to keep the same motto. I think you try to make it bigger than what it is. It's do your job, do it fast, and do it for the other guys on the field, the other 10 guys on the field, and that's it. We really hard on them. We really hard on Deuce, and we really hard on Reek, and we really hard on these young guys that's in there. We want to make sure that they're ready when it's time and their name called.
Let's go back beyond the lights to Tyler from KTX, and then Mike.
Leon, you've already kind of talked about how this is, a different Arkansas team, different mentality. Obviously, you start conference play, different level of competition that we faced in the first 3 games. So how ready do you feel this team is for SEC play?
We as ready as we want to be. It's all about preparation. I think this defense has a lot of leaders. We really want it. You can see it. I think what Jimbo wants is the urgency to get better every single day. Not really worried about Saturday, but how can we get better within this Monday? This little 24 hours that we got to get better, and then Tuesday the same way, Wednesday the same way, and that's how you build into these games. That's the broad picture. I think we're doing a great job on the defensive end, but there's so much more we need to be able to do. I think we should be forcing more turnovers. Quite frankly, I feel like so there's a lot of different ways we can do stuff on the field, and we got a lot of talent to do that. So we got to implement it more. We got 9 more games left, so it's really important to take this thing a day at a time.
Send it back to Mike Lucas from KX.
Leon, we saw Moose, Lamont, and Devin get their first catch on Saturday, so you see them in practice all the time. Were you surprised what they were able to do when they finally got their opportunity?
No, not even a little bit. I wasn't even, not even a little bit. They are fearless competitors. They obviously young, and you can see time to time they working their way up. They are just very faithful in God, and they just keep working hard. And the opportunity came, and they rose above it. I'm so proud of them, and the men they're being right now is amazing. It's amazing, and the growth that I'm seeing from them is amazing.
Time for a couple more. We'll go to Travis.
I'll go down the limb here. Have y'all seen the commercial of Jimbo singing "If You're Gonna Play in Texas"? What's the locker room's take on his singing abilities?
Jimbo could blow. Jimbo could blow. Jimbo got some vocals.
That's awesome.
All right, we'll finish up with Cole right here in front.
Leanne, you've already seen 2 mobile quarterbacks in both Kent State and against Colorado. What does KJ bring? You kind of talk about him with him being like a Cam Newton kind of player.
Right.
Is it something about his physicality, something about his size? What have you seen from him?
Well, he's 6'3", 245. I mean, definitely you see that, and he's running at you. He's like, okay, I got to get ready for that. Like that's alarming, right? And they do a lot of different things that could make you do eye violation. Then they attack you on a weak side you didn't expect them to get to. So I see a lot of that on the film, and also they got a very talented receiver out there. So they do a lot of good things. And for the most part, they can run that ball. They got a lot of good running backs, young, talented, and willing. And I love that. I'm ready for the competition. Honestly, I got me kind of fired up.
All right, that's all we got.
Thank you so much.